There is a financial decision that most Americans make in about an afternoon. They look at their Social Security statement, they see the monthly benefit figure, and they make a choice, usually based on one of three things: how soon they can get the money, whether they feel healthy enough to wait, or what a friend or family member did. What almost none of them do is model the actual numbers. And for a married couple, where the higher earner claims at 62 rather than 70, that unmodeled decision costs an average of over $100,000 in lifetime income. Not in total retirement spending, not in investment returns, just from the single choice of when to file a piece of paperwork. That is not a worst case scenario. It is the typical outcome for a household that defaults to early claiming without working through the maths. And the $100,000 figure is conservative. For couples where one spouse lives well into their 80s or 90s, the gap is substantially larger. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how the timing mistake happens, the 5 factors that determine the right claiming age for your specific situation, and the 2 scenarios, one involving a large individual retirement account and one involving a surviving spouse, where the conventional wisdom breaks down entirely, and following it costs people far more than they realize. One of those scenarios is going to surprise you. It involves a situation where claiming Social Security early can actually be the smarter tax decision, not for the reason most people assume. Stay with me. Let me start with the numbers, because the scale of the opportunity needs to be visible before anything else. Your Social Security benefit has 3 reference points: your benefit at 62, your benefit at your full retirement age, which is 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later, and your benefit at 70, the latest you can delay. Claim at 62, and you receive approximately 30% less than your full retirement age amount, permanently. That reduction is not recalculated when you reach 67. It does not revert. It is locked in for every month of every year for the rest of your life. Wait until 70 and you receive approximately 24% more than your full retirement age amount, also permanently. The increase accrues at 8% per year for every year you delay past 67. Here is what that means in real money. For someone with a full retirement age benefit of $2,400 per month, which is close to the average for a full career worker in 2026, the 3 options produce: claiming at 62, approximately $1,680 per month, $20,160 per year. Claiming at 67, $2,400 per month, $28,800 per year. Claiming at 70, $2,976 per month, $35,712 per year. The difference between claiming at 62 and claiming at 70 is $1,296 per month. Per year, that is $15,552. Over a retirement lasting from age 70 to age 87, a 17-year period, the cumulative difference, even after accounting for the payments missed during the waiting years, exceeds $100,000. For anyone who lives past 83, delayed claiming produces more total lifetime income than early claiming. For anyone living to 90, the gap widens to $150,000 or more. That is the base case. It gets significantly more complex and significantly more expensive for the people who get it wrong when you add the married couple dimension. For a married couple, the Social Security timing decision is not 2 separate choices. It is a joint optimization problem with a specific mechanic that most people have never had explained to them. That mechanic is the survivor benefit. When one spouse dies, the surviving spouse receives the higher of their own benefit or the deceased spouse's benefit, not both, the higher of the 2. This means the size of the higher earner's benefit at the time of death becomes the surviving spouse's permanent income floor for however many years they continue to live after that. A higher earner who claimed at 62 and locked in a reduced benefit does not just reduce their own income during their lifetime, they permanently reduce the survivor's income for potentially 10, 15, or 20 years after that. Here is the number on this. A higher earner with a full retirement age benefit of $2,400 per month, if they claimed at 62 and are receiving $1,680 per month when they die at 79, the surviving spouse inherits $1,680 per month. If they delayed to 70 and are receiving $2,976 per month when they die at 79, the surviving spouse inherits $2,976 per month. The survivor receives $1,296 more per month in the second scenario. If the surviving spouse lives to 91, 12 years after the death, the additional survivor income is $186,624,000. Nearly $187,000 of additional lifetime income for the surviving spouse from a single decision made at age 62. This is why the conventional wisdom for married couples is almost universally that the higher earner should delay to 70. Not because it maximizes their own lifetime income. The break-even analysis on that is more nuanced. But because the survivor benefit extension makes the higher earner's delayed benefit the most powerful financial protection the lower earning spouse will ever have. And here's the part most couples never model. The lower earner does not have to wait. The split strategy, where the lower earner claims at 62 or full retirement age, while the higher earner delays to 70, provides household income during the waiting years while maximizing the benefit that matters most in the long run. It is not a compromise, it is optimal. Now, here is the scenario I promised at the start, the one where claiming Social Security early can actually be the better tax decision. And this one runs completely counter to the standard advice. If you have a large traditional individual retirement account or 401k, say $700,000 or more, the years between retirement and age 73 are your Roth conversion window, the period when your taxable income is low enough to convert traditional account money to a Roth individual retirement account at 12 or 22%, permanently eliminating those dollars from the required minimum distribution calculation and from future income tax. The problem is that Social Security counts toward provisional income. Once you file for Social Security, every dollar of benefit, up to 85% of it, begins interacting with your adjusted gross income calculation, potentially pushing more of your income into higher brackets and reducing the bracket capacity available for Roth conversions. For someone with a $900,000 traditional individual retirement account who retires at 62 and delays Social Security to 70, those 8 years are an extraordinary Roth conversion opportunity. With Social Security not yet in payment, the 12 and 22% brackets are wide open. Converting $80,000 to $100,000 per year at those rates, paying tax now at 12 to 22% on money that would otherwise arrive as required minimum distributions at 24 to 32%, can save significantly more than the break-even calculation on Social Security alone. In this specific situation, and it applies to a meaningful number of Americans, the right decision may be to delay Social Security to 70 precisely because you want those years free of Social Security income to execute Roth conversions at the lowest available rate. The delayed Social Security benefit and the Roth conversion strategy are not competing decisions. They are complementary parts of the same plan. But here is where it flips. For someone who is drawing heavily from the traditional individual retirement account during those years, not to convert, but simply to fund living expenses, the tax on the individual retirement account withdrawals is running at 22% or above, regardless. In that situation, starting Social Security at 65 or 66 might allow smaller individual retirement account withdrawals and lower overall tax in each year, even if the lifetime Social Security income is somewhat reduced. The Social Security income partially displaces taxable individual retirement account withdrawals, with income that is at most 85% taxable, potentially at a lower effective rate. The point is that Social Security timing and individual retirement account withdrawal strategy are not separate decisions. They are the same decision, expressed in two different places. Every year you model one without the other, you are flying blind. Here are the 5 factors that determine the right claiming age for your specific situation. Work through each one honestly, and the answer becomes significantly clearer. Factor 1. Your health and family longevity. The break-even between claiming at 62 and claiming at 70 is around age 80 to 83, depending on your specific benefit amounts. If your health history or family patterns suggest you are unlikely to reach that age, early claiming produces more total lifetime income. If you are in good health and your family routinely reaches their late 80s and beyond, delayed claiming almost always wins financially. This is not pessimism or optimism, it is arithmetic. Factor 2. Your spouse's situation. If you are married, the higher earner's claiming decision is primarily a survivor benefit decision, not a personal break-even calculation. Model it as the income protection your spouse will rely on after you are gone. For the higher earner in most married couples, delaying to 70 is the right answer regardless of personal health assumptions, because the survivor benefit calculation almost always favors it. Factor 3. Your traditional account balance. If you have a significant traditional individual retirement account or 401k, the interaction between Social Security timing and Roth conversion capacity is the most important financial variable in your retirement plan. Model them together. The Social Security Optimizer and Roth Conversion Modeler inside Retirement Ready US do exactly that, showing how different claiming ages interact with conversion capacity, required minimum distribution trajectory, and lifetime tax across your full retirement picture. Link in the description. Factor 4. Your other guaranteed income. If you have a defined benefit pension, rental income, or other guaranteed sources covering your essential costs, you may have the freedom to delay Social Security without needing the income. If your essential costs are only covered by Social Security, the cash flow need may make earlier claiming unavoidable, regardless of the long-run maths. Factor 5. Market conditions and sequence of returns. If you retire into a significant market downturn, as many people have, every dollar of portfolio you sell to fund living expenses locks in a loss. Social Security provides a guaranteed income floor that eliminates or reduces forced portfolio sales during down markets. For people without other guaranteed income, the sequence of returns protection from Social Security can justify earlier claiming, even if the pure lifetime income maths favor waiting. Here is the action plan. 3 things this week, not someday. Log into ssa.gov and check your projected benefit at 62, 67, and 70. Write those 3 numbers down. The gap between them, particularly the gap between 67 and 70, is likely larger than you think. And for married couples, that gap represents the income your surviving spouse will rely on. If you are married, model the spousal benefit calculation. What does the lower earner receive if the higher earner claims at 62 versus 70 and then dies at 79? The survivor benefit number is the one that matters most for the majority of married couples, and it is the number most couples never calculate. If you have a significant traditional individual retirement account balance, model the Roth conversion interaction. How much conversion capacity do you have in years when Social Security is not yet in payment? What does the traditional account balance look like at 73 under different claiming age scenarios? The answer to those questions may change your claiming decision entirely, not by making early claiming more attractive, but by revealing that delayed claiming is even more valuable than the simple break-even math suggests. The Social Security Optimizer inside Retirement Ready US runs all three of these calculations for your specific numbers, modeling the spousal benefit, the survivor benefit, the Roth conversion interaction, and the lifetime income value of different claiming strategies side by side. It is the tool that turns a decision most people make in an afternoon into one that has actually been thought through. Link is in the description. The $100,000 figure in the title of this video is not a worst case. It is what a typical married couple loses when the higher earner defaults to early claiming without ever modeling the survivor benefit. Add the Roth conversion opportunity cost for those with significant traditional accounts, and the true lifetime cost of the timing mistake across both spouses and both tax implications is frequently $150,000 to $200,000 or more. The decision is worth the afternoon it takes to model it properly. Check your numbers at ssa.gov. Link is in the description. And watch the Roth conversion video next. It covers exactly how Social Security timing and Roth conversion strategy interact in the years before required minimum distributions begin. Hit like if this was useful. Subscribe for more U.S. retirement planning content. I will see you in the next one.